Can your patients clean their all-on-X solutions? Now, there are cases out there where the prostheses that we deliver to a patient are extremely easy to clean. And there are solutions out there that are not. And let's just take a moment to talk about the two main ones that we have that people talk about. We call it FP1 versus FP3. Now, an FP1 is what you would traditionally call regular crown and bridge. If you were doing a 3-unit with one pontic on natural teeth, you'd have a pontic in the middle that would go into the soft tissue. It would be ovate, and it would create a beautiful papillary fill, and you'd have a great solution, right? That's an FP1 if you do that same thing with implants. Now, with an FP3, typically you have white and then some sort of pink that makes up for the papilla. And that means that your prosthesis is typically taller, and oftentimes the intaglio surface of that is flat. All right? Now, here's the rub. Many people like the concept of the FP1 because they don't want to remove bone, and that's valid. We can all understand that. There's no problem with that. The challenge is that most people that need a full mouth reconstruction have a history, and that history is either poor hygiene, it's either poor genetics, or it's some kind of habit, right? Sometimes it's a combination of those three, but those are the three that you immediately would say that's what they have. Many of those things don't change when you go to an all-on-X solution, right? Those kinds of things oftentimes don't change, right? So what does that mean? Well, if they have poor hygiene and they're just not inclined to pick up a toothbrush, okay, when you give them a prosthesis for an all-on-X, it would be wise to give them a solution that would be as easy to clean as possible. And when you create an FP1, the intaglio surface undulates, right? Every single implant, every single pontic has an emergence profile on the implants, and it has an ovate pontic on the pontics themselves have ovate contours. What's the problem with that? Well, how do you keep it clean? You know, if you get floss threaders through there, you got to go over all the bumps and go into all the cracks and everything. That makes it really challenging for the patient, doesn't it? Now, on the other side, if you do an FP3, the FP3s are typically flat on the gingival contours. That flatness facilitates a very easy cleaning process because if they place the floss threader through between two implants, they can simply slide it left and right and they're done. They're touching the entire surface and they're actually keeping it clean with physical contact, okay? Remember, you can't only subscribe to the concept of using a water device like a Waterpik or something like that. The reason is that water doesn't go down to the surface. It removes large objects really well, but it doesn't go down to the surface. It doesn't remove the biofilm on the surface. And this isn't something that's up for discussion. You're not going to tell me there's a paper that tells you that you can, because it's called fluid dynamics, okay? And if you do, we're going to go over to the engineering school, and we're going to put the engineering school up against you few people that think that there's a way to do this. And let me explain. If you've ever taken your car through a car wash, and it's a brushless car wash, your car comes off and any big clumps of dirt or mud that were on there are gone, right? But as soon as the car dries and you have a black or dark blue colored car, if you take your finger and you run it on there, there's a little bit of dust on the surface, isn't there? There's a little bit of residual that remains behind on the surface. You go, I just went through the car wash. It took off all the big stuff, but it didn't take off the surface level. And that's because the surface level, when at the very, very surface itself, the fluid doesn't flow over that surface. It's static. It's the same reason why when you're on an airplane and you look out the window and you're going 450 nautical miles per hour, and you look out the window and there's water on the windshield, on your window, right? You look out the window and you go, there's water. Now it's small, right? It's small little particles, but there's little water dots on the window. You go, how is that water sticking to my airplane window when we're going 400 miles per hour? Shouldn't it just blow off? Well, the big water drops do, right? And if you see a big water drop, what does it do? Whoosh, it goes right off the screen really fast, right? Right off the window really quickly. but the small ones don't, because at the surface, the air isn't actually flowing. Okay, so it's called fluid dynamics. Look it up. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that water devices for cleaning are really helpful, and they should be recommended, but you must use mechanical devices to remove the biofilm. And that means a floss threader or one of the little prophy brushes or something to get underneath the prostheses and actually physically touch it. So which brings us back to our discussion between an FP1, which has challenges in order to accomplish that because of the nature of the prostheses, versus an FP3, which usually has longevity leveling, where the intaglial surface of your FP3 is flat, which allows the recipient of that prosthesis the ability to keep it extremely clean in a very easy fashion. I'm Dr. Robert Stanley, the Smile Engineer. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe for more.